Yeah, well, good evening. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, I'm Milesy. I'm in the hot seat tonight. We've had a few technical issues. That's why we're a little bit late, so we're very sorry about that. But we've got a full panel tonight. We've got Claudio and Vicky joining us. Let's get them in. Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. So tonight we're going to be talking about the FA Cup game. Yes, the FA Cup's come round again, and we all know what happened last season. What a whirlwind, and we should have been in that final because we did win 4-3, and we're going to say it for the rest of our lives. I know we are. We've got Spot the Ball coming up for you as well. You're going to love Spot the Ball. It is brilliant. So, yeah. I reckon we'll get a load of winners tonight. I think there's going to be lots of winners. I'm predicting it. And we're going to talk about Sheffield Wednesday, of course, coming along again. Oh, blimey, I think is it the seventh visit they've had in the last 2 seasons? I think it is altogether. Or we've played them. It's just ridiculous amount of times we've played them. But they're above us in the table. So how is this game going to go? Are they going to put a weaker team out? Are we going to put a weaker team out? And we're going to talk a little bit about transfers. Nothing's happened. But there are rumours flying around. And we'll talk about them very, very soon. Right then, let's get on with the show then, guys. Sheffield Wednesday then, FA Cup, 6 o'clock kickoff. I'm not going because the weather's too cold for me at that time of night with my lungs, so I will not be there this weekend. So I hope you're all going to cheer them on for me. I've had to give my ticket away. Claudio, how do you see this going, especially the form that Sheffield Wednesday are in at the moment?
This will be down to what sort of team he's putting out, and if all the rumours are true, which defenders he's going to be picking, because they're all going, aren't they? I think this isn't a very good time for us to be playing Sheffield Wednesday. I'm not full of confidence at the minute, and it's going to be a tricky game. They're bringing 5,000 fans pretty much. So, yeah, it's going to be really, really difficult. It'd be nice to think they could raise themselves for this match at home, because since Frank has come in, I don't think we've lost, have we, at home yet under Frank Lampard? Yeah,
one draw and a win, isn't it?
Yeah, is that? Oh, right. So it's nothing magnificent then. Just
yeah, nothing magnificent, mate. Don't get too carried away now, will you?
Yeah. So I don't know, and they look like they're doing well, aren't they? You think where they were when we played them this time last year, and that Danny Rolls turned them around, hasn't he? And they've improved massively. So they're going to be a handful, and it's going to be tricky. And whether we stay in it, I'm not so bothered this year. Obviously I want us to win, but I'm not going to be crying if we lose at all.
I mean, their form at the moment, they've won 3, drawn 2, lost 1. And we have won 2, drawn 2, and lost 2.
Well, under Lampard, I think we've gone 1-3, drawn 3, lost 3, which gives you at the end of the season 52 points. So it's not exciting, is it? Really?
Not really.
Turned it round like Doug King thinks he was going to turn it round. That's for sure. And I think he's done exactly what I think the fans thought he was going to do. You know what I mean? I don't think I don't know what Doug King was expecting. So it's going to be a tough one, and I think they could do us over. Yeah, Vicky. I mean, we'll come to you. I mean, there's a history between the two clubs now as well, isn't there? There's a lot of rivalry now with what happened to Casey, and in the last few games that we've played them. I mean, this is tricky, isn't it? And it all depends on what team we put out.
Yeah, definitely. I think when we were playing them in the cup last season, I felt much more confident about us being able to do a job. I think that Danny Rolls did a great job up there. Bit jealous that's who they've got, because someone like that would be good here, and he's really turned that club around, and I think they're looking in some good form, and it's going to be a difficult time. But I think, like Claudio said, it's going to come down a lot to what teams are selected. I mean, you'd like to think that the players that we've got have got a bit of memory about how well we did in the cup last season, and can maybe draw on that experience to help them, because obviously this season hasn't been great, but most of those players that got us to a semi-final last year are still here, and so I've got that experience. So hopefully that might count for something. But it's I also just a bit fed up with Sheffield Wednesday. I'd rather we were playing someone out, but at least it felt interesting.
I know it's not the greatest tie, is it, Vic? And being moved to 6 o'clock at night on a Saturday night, it just really isn't. It just really isn't ideal, is it?
I've got the Masked Singer to be watching on a Saturday night. That's what I want to be doing.
Yeah, because that's started again, hasn't it? But I mean, talking about the kickoff time, I mean, it's just daft, and it's been moved for overseas coverage. Apparently, I'm not sure what channel that is, what it's going to be on. But I mean, Vic, for you, it's not good, is it? All this switching around, and you know the way the weather is at the moment as well. It for people like myself, as I say, I've not been too good this week, so I've decided not to go. I did have a ticket, but I have decided not to go due to health reasons. But it's not good, is it? Even for you and Bob. I mean, Bob.
That's the trouble because. Well, that's it. And there'll be lots of people like that, won't there? And that's the trouble because come 6 o'clock, like 3 o'clock isn't too bad, and then you sort of get into the second half and you can start to feel it drop.
Yeah.
6 o'clock, you've got a whole match like that, haven't you? And it's just getting colder and colder. And it's not great. And especially when you just think, well, there's no real need, is there? I mean, I can't imagine there's that much international demand for it. I mean, how many people are really going to be watching that? It's obviously great for our fans who live outside of England, but other than that, you're just thinking how much demand is there really for that game?
Yeah, exactly, and that's the most frustrating thing, isn't it? Like you say, what demand is there for this game? There's nothing, is there really? It's just absolutely daft. I mean, Claudio, your thoughts on the old 6 o'clock kickoff? I mean, what do you make to all this malarkey?
Well, for 12:30, I've got a routine for all the times when we play. So 12:30, I know what time I need to leave the house, and the same for 3 o'clock, and the same for the 7:45s, 8 o'clock. But 6 o'clock is just a weird time. It's already me and Luca are going, so what time should we leave then? What time do we need to? Do we need to leave at 3 to get there for 3:30 to hang around, or leave at 4? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's rubbish. It's a rubbish time. Great for the pubs who are showing it, because no doubt there will be some pubs and clubs showing it. 6 o'clock's an ideal time, isn't it? Just when the doors are opening for some places.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I did think. I mean, I've got a ticket as well, and you're kind of thinking, it's horrible weather. Can I be bothered? You know what I mean? Can we just watch it at home in the box? It's I'm not a fan of it at all. And like you say, it's a weird fixture to be showing live anyway.
Yeah, very weird. It's strange.
Yeah, I don't know what it offers.
Unless they've picked up on the rivalry over the last couple of seasons, maybe that's sort of tempted them a little bit. And us being semi-finalists last season, maybe some TV channel wanted us on TV because we were in the semi-finals, and people are always going to remember that semi-final, and not a lot of people do remember semi-finals of the FA Cup or any cup, but that one last season they certainly will. We'll come to you, Vic. Team-wise, there's some comments coming in which we'll get to very shortly. Is this a chance for Frank to shuffle the pack and to see players that he hasn't seen play yet?
I think so. I think it would be sensible. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity, isn't it? Because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. I mean, cup runs all nice and good, but really the league's the priority, especially this season with sort of worrying form dipping away. And so I think it's sensible for him to see some of the players that he hasn't seen properly and give some players a run out and see what they're about, and also hopefully maybe that Rodriguez can get some decent game time, and we can all see what he's about, because obviously none of us have really seen him at all. So that's what I'd like to see, just giving some of the fringe players a chance and see what they've got to offer. And it's sensible to do that now for Frank, because then he can weigh up what he's got and what he really needs. And
Yeah, I think it's a chance for Tavares to get a run out. I think, as you say, Rafael to get a run out. Claudio, do you think he'll go up top this one?
Well, I'm not sure it worked, the experiment last week, so I don't think he will. I think he'll start Ellis Sims up top on his own. I think I'm going for the one up top. I reckon. We've got a problem up front, haven't we? Really, because none of them are scoring. I know the team on a whole has scored plenty of goals, but up front, they're all misfiring, aren't they? The fact that Haji Wright's been out what seems forever and is still leading goal scorer is a joke, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, because it shows everyone's chipping in, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you want your strikers scoring, don't you? You want one of them at least scoring.
Yeah.
And none of them look like they can score. You know something? This is interesting. I was sent a message by Jack, who comes on the show quite regular, and it was us three and Jack the day we signed Thomas Asante, and we'd just beaten Everton and played Werder Bremen. It was a summer. The sun was shining through the bedroom window where I do the recordings, you know, you guys. We were full of beans. I've never seen 4 happy, smiling Cov City fans thinking the world is our oyster. It was the start of August. We were convinced we were getting 3 or 4 more players. And I think all we signed after that was Doven and Bassett. You yourself were saying, I'm really not sure about left back position. I'm not. Yeah, you said bless him, but I think on about Jada Silva, he kept saying bless him. He's probably not. We probably need something stronger there. Vicky was on about in the middle of defence how he probably needs to strengthen there. I went on about the enforcer, how he wanted an enforcer. Jack was chipping in between us. We pointed out the places we still needed players, and you guess what? Everybody, all the fans are saying the same things: left back, right back, centre midfield, a defensive midfielder. And I'm thinking, it's such a shame because we looked so confident in the start of August before the. Start was it July or August? Anyway,
July, mid-July, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had like over 4 or 5 weeks of the actual transfer window open still, and nothing happened. And I think, and then I know it's nothing to do with the FA Cup, but by the time the season started, and then we had that defeat at Stoke, you could see the deflation after one game. And it just, I thought, compared to how we looked a month before and how happy we looked and thought, come on, this is the season. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. It's going to be fantastic. It's been a slog, hasn't it, really? This season, a real hard slog. And I said on the weekend about the fans and how they've travelled up and down the country, which I think has been absolutely incredible, the away support this season. Even the home support, but the away support to keep selling out is ridiculous with some of the games I've had to watch. What was the question again, Miles?
The team.
Sorry, 2 up front. No, I think we'll go Ellis Sims. Yeah, like I was saying, they need to start scoring, don't they? So,
the thing I want to touch on what you just said about the experiment didn't work last Saturday. I'm going to throw a spanner in the works here because I blame Frank Lampard for that Saturday.
Yeah, go on.
I blame Frank Lampard because they brought on some subs, which made the difference. And we didn't counteract. We didn't bring on another defensive midfielder. We didn't bring on another midfielder to shut it out or anything. I blame that last few minutes of that game on Frank Lampard's substitutions because soon as they threw on those extra strikers or wingers, we should have reacted, gone one up front, and we should have brought the cavalry on and parked the bloody bus. And we didn't. And I think if we had done that, if we had counteracted those subs, I think we would have got the result. I really do think we would have got the result. I know their equaliser was a worldie. It was a worldie. It was a superb finish. And we'd all be going, wow, if that was Torp or, whoever hit that, we'd all be going mental about it. But I believe we could have come away with something from that game. And he didn't react. He didn't react. And that's very, very poor. And I hope that Saturday he goes positive at home. I hope he stays with the 2 up top. I really do, because I've seen signs in that game last weekend. We looked a lot better. we looked a lot better than we have done. Even the commentators were saying, that we look better than we have done, for a few games, even better than we were. We got the result, grinded it out at Cardiff, but we got forward more. I know Asante missed that sitter. He should have hit it with his left. He went for the narrowest part of the goal. Well, that's 50-50. If you go for the left-hand side of the keeper, hit it with your left boot, that's going in all day long because you've got that much goal to aim at. And he's gone the other side. Why on earth he's gone the other side, I don't know. All he's got to do is touch it, and it's going around the keeper. And I think you messaged, didn't you, Cloudy? You said, you watch, we're going to pay for that. Didn't you? You put in the WhatsApp group, you went, we're going to pay for that now. And we did pay for it. But the reason we paid for it was Lampard didn't react. And that's very, very poor management, that is. That's awful. Awful.
Back in the Robins days, the socials would have gone up in the air about it, wouldn't they? They'd have lost it because he didn't make any substitutions late on.
Yeah.
But also the players on the pitch have got to manage it better. I can't believe these are guys who've played in the Championship for quite a few years, some of them, or in the EFL, whatever. They should be doing the dirty dog tactics, shouldn't they? We should be. I was round Robbins. I moved him into his new little flat the other day, and I went round to just do a couple of bits in his living room area, and I sat with him and watched it. We both watched it together, and I said to him, we both sat there and we were going, "This is much better. This is way much better," and we were better, and like you say, everyone would have been uproar because Robbins hadn't changed it because it's Frank at the moment and he's settling in, but he made a mistake. He was the one that didn't counteract it, and you could see it. And I sat there and said to Robin, if you don't counteract this, if they get one, they'll go on and win it. Yeah, because as a team in general, we're vulnerable when we're put under pressure.
Yeah,
from the front to the defence, and we do collapse. So as soon as they equalised, and I was watching it with Caroline, and I says, surely not. But you just felt it, didn't you? You just felt if there was one more attack, they'll probably score. Because we've seen it a lot with this lot. To me, it's to do with the backbone of the team. There's no spine in the team at the minute at all, and there's no leaders.
I think Vicky, I think Saturday, if we go 1-0 up, we need Dovin to sit on the floor and pretend he's injured, don't we, for a bit? How would you set up then, Vic? How would you set up this weekend?
I'm inclined to agree with you, really, Miles. I think I'd go 2 up front again. I think at the very least, you can't tell in one game, can you? If you're gonna try something new, you're gonna at least give it a few games to see how it pans out, I think. And with all the strikers we've got who obviously aren't really scoring at the moment, but we know there's some goals there. There needs to be a bit of stability, I think. Like we go with something and we just stick with it for a few games and see how that pans out, really. And I think at home, we're just going to be. I think at the very least, we just need to be positive, don't we? We need to have something to get people excited. It's going to be cold. It's going to be Sheffield Wednesday again. Things haven't been great. So what we want is to all get excited, and so what we want is them to come out like they did against Spurs, like in that cup game. That was a great cup game. I mean, obviously at the end it went a bit pear-shaped, and they had to send on their superstars to beat us. And again, we didn't really counteract that very well. But at least that game was exciting for the majority of it, and that's what we want. So we need to go positive and go for it, and at least then gives us something to move on with. Really, I think.
Do you think this might be an opportunity to, if Hadji is fit to be on the bench? Do you think it might be an opportunity to put him on the bench and maybe give him, if he is ready, that is, he might not be. We don't know until tomorrow when Frank gives his interview. But do you think it might be a chance to get him on for at least 10 minutes if he's fit and on the bench?
I don't know. I think I'd be inclined to rest him still and give the players that don't normally get minutes the minutes. I think that we don't definitely need him back for a cup game, do we? That doesn't really matter. Whereas the league games coming up, we do need him. So I'd be inclined to leave him, even if I don't think I'd even put him on the bench, to be honest.
And so the 2 up front, who would you play? Sims and Bassett?
Yeah, I really want to see them get some decent game time together.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to say.
You see, I was surprised on the Norwich game because we were saying on the Thursday, weren't we? We were saying I think it was me and you said I think he'll go two up top, didn't we? And we said it'd be Sims and Bassett would be great, but it weren't. It was Asante and Bassett.
Yeah, and I think they're too similar. Like they've both got the same sort of game, haven't they? So I think Sims and all of them, and I'd go Bassett. It just seems much more sensible because it gives you more balance.
Yeah, definitely.
But also, what we ultimately know is, I mean, no matter what people think about Sims, also we know that this time of the season he likes scoring at the beginning of the year. So this is his time now, and we know he knows where the net is in the cup. So give him some game time, let him get some confidence and some goals, and if he can start scoring, then that's what we need, really, isn't it?
That's it. Well, last time we had a home game in the cup, in the FA Cup, he scored 3.
Yeah.
So you never know. Right, let's get some comments in just a sec. What we're going to do, we're going to bring up Spot the Ball. Where's the ball? Right. Claudio and Victoria, where do you think the ball is?
I'm going for number 8.
Number 8. Vicky?
I was going to go number 8 as well. I don't want to be the same as Claudia. Right. Oh no, I'm going to sit with 8. 8. Do you want me to write these down, Miles?
Eh?
Do you want me to write down the answers?
Yes, please, if you would. That would be wonderful. Now, there are some FA Cup games going ahead tonight. Just to let you know, Sheffield United 0, Cardiff City 1.
Yeah, what time that kick off then? That's ridiculous.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. On a Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Everton, Peterborough are 0-0, 4 minutes gone, and Fulham, Watford are 0-0 with 9 minutes gone. So there's your update on the FA Cup. So get your guesses in. Right, Claudia, let's get some comments and then let's have a little look what everyone's saying this evening.
Assassins Unite. Hi all. The defensive ineptitude didn't suddenly appear. We've been soft for over a year. Personally, I hope they offload De Silva, Van Iver, Kitch, and at least 2 of the keepers, but sign an experienced one. Here we go. Paul Cuttyford. Flabbergasted. You don't get that word very often, do you? Flabbergasted.
Good word.
Yeah. That no new players are in yet for a team that is struggling and will continue to struggle without some older heads helping them. What is DK doing? The whole world can see. Why not him? Well, he's skiing at the minute in Italy. I don't know if he's back yet. So nothing's going to happen while he's away, that's for sure. That's Assassin Unite. Why don't we don't need anyone any more technical? Just clear it. All right. Sorry about this. We'll get there. Stephen McGovern says, hope Kitchen going on loan is a rumour. We need players in, not out. Paul Stratton, think this season the last thing we need is another cup run. Think Sheffield Wednesday will be too physical for us. Assassins Unite, let's sign the right players. We don't just want to sign anyone. Things normally happen at the end of the window. It's 2 wins, 2 draws at home under lamps. Okay, yeah. Liam was, for anyone wondering why we've not signed anyone yet, that's because Doug will be hammering out deals as we speak, trying to knock the price down by 50p. Keep the faith, guys.
Do you know what? My boss came back to work this week and he says, how's the city doing? And I went, don't ask. He says, all right, I'm off.
Well, we've got about, where I work now, I've got 4 or 5 of us are Kickoff fans. We just walked in and just shake our heads at each other and say nothing else. Because by the time Monday comes around, I feel like I've said enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it anymore. Ian Plymlott, we have bigger fish to fry this season, surviving in the Championship. And I think some people have been too light about that as well. We're only 6 points clear of the bottom 3, aren't we?
Yeah, I think I said to someone, what did I said it on our chat, and I said in another chat that I've been on, and 3 chats, I think I said it in. I said, after Saturday now, you're 6 points off. I said, we're in a relegation fight now.
Yeah, we've got to be careful. Got to be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah, we're going to be dragged into it. That's what Doug King didn't want, remember? And that's why he got rid of Mark Robbins.
Yeah. Matthew Stone, their fans would love doing us over on Saturday. Lots of stick being given out over the last couple of seasons. Really hope we pull a performance out the bag. Chris Brook, I'm surprised we haven't brought in a few loan signings for a cup match. What do you guys and ladies, sorry, Vicky, think?
I thought something would have been done by now. I really did. I thought we would have at least had one loanee in already, because we're desperate. We're desperate, and well, desperate. That's not the right word, is it? We need strengthening. We're not.
I think
we're
desperate. I think desperate is the right word.
I think as well as Miles that like Claudia said earlier, we were identifying in the summer what we needed. It was obvious. It's been obvious all season what we need. So it's not as if they couldn't be ready. And so really, I was expecting, and I think probably a lot of other people were, that we'd early January we'd identified who those players were that could come in and do that job, get them in quick, and sort of kickstart the second half of the season. Yeah. If we wait till the end of the window, like at the end of January, how many games are there after that? There's not that many. You're getting really down to like the nitty gritty, and we don't want to be dragged in at that point. We want to get going now, don't we?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I thought, Vic. I thought that because we all know where we needed strengthening, I thought as soon as that window opened, they had already got people ready to come in, and it's just not. It just doesn't feel right. It's not. You know, all the good work that's been done over the last 7.5 years, it feels like since August, right? It's been taken away. All that hard work that Mark Robbins and Adi and Dave Boddy put into the club to get the club back to where it belongs, and hopefully higher, where it really belongs. I think it's been undone in 6 months. It's been undone, and it is, isn't it? It's gone. The buzzer's gone. The buzzer's gone, man. The buzzer's it's just gone.
The worry as well, I think, is that when we're talking about a sort of potential relegation battle, and I think I'm still probably got a bit off. She got my head in the sand. I still think we'll be well away from that, but I accept that it's looking precarious. My worry is that as much as I'm prepared to support Frank because he's a current manager, if you were saying we were going to have a relegation battle and you had the choice of Mark Robbins or Frank Lampard, I'd be wanting Mark Robbins to lead us out of that relegation battle. I think I'm not sure that Frank's the right manager with the right sort of experience for that type of battle, and so that's another worry, that we've not got the right person in to deal with those sort of specific issues.
I think regarding the recruitment, I think it's funny how people think like New Year's Eve happens, and then all of a sudden they all get the pads out going, right, who should we sign? They'll be having names in the pipeline for months and weeks already. Now, it's whether or not they can get any of those players in, or whether we want to get them in. That's the other thing. Are we actually really looking for anybody? We are presuming we're looking for players. It doesn't mean we are, because we don't normally in January. Very rare do we get loads of players in, do we?
No. I mean, I was thinking that, you know, if nothing comes in and we let players go again on the last day,
it would be ridiculous.
If we don't replace, like, you can see it with Sheaf. I think Sheaf's off. I think Sheaf's going this month because he's only got a year and a bit left on his contract, and it wouldn't surprise me if he goes to someone like Sheffield United. It really wouldn't. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me. And, you know, when you look at the fixtures now after this Sheffield Wednesday, I mean, we've got Blackburn away midweek. I mean, Christ almighty. I know we beat them at home, but Blackburn are up there. They're knocking on the door. We've got Bristol City. We've got Watford who are up there as well. And then February the 1st, Swansea away.
Yeah, we messed up over Christmas and that, because we had... They were fixtures. We should have been looking at least 5-7 more points than what we got.
Yeah.
We know what's coming next after this cup game.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure where we're playing in any way, any kind of form to pick up loads of points at the minute.
No.
I don't think. I think it's going to be a case of 2 draws, maybe a couple of losses and a win. I reckon it's going to be like that to the end of the season.
Mm.
You know, at the minute with what we've got and the way they're playing, that I haven't seen enough for me to think we're going to turn this around like that. It's just going to happen. It's not because it can't, because of the way they've been playing. I know that we've created loads of chances, and the SG says we should have 44 points or something. But it does me head in all that nonsense. That's computer stuff, isn't it? Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
When you think on Saturday, we only had 8 touches in their box. I mean, it says it all really. For the improved performance, we didn't really hold it enough either, did we? Because that's the main issue. So there were some awful passes again. And
there was some awful passes, but there was improvement. You could see the improvement, and I think they've got to it's really hard. It's really hard to say they've got to put it behind them. But when you get beaten like that, and we know what it's like because we've done it to teams, it can really put teams on a downward spiral. It could have a real bad effect on the squad. That. And if rumours are true and things are happening behind the scenes that players are leaving, well, what else is that going to do to the club?
The rumour is Binks to Stoke, Latty going somewhere, wherever he's going, and Kitchen to Blackburn.
Yeah, where's Latty supposed to be going? Because I've seen that rumour, but I can't see where he's supposed to be going.
I think someone in the chat just put Sheffield United, but I can't see him going to Sheffield United. Can you?
What, to carry the water?
Exactly.
It did make me laugh though, considering that some people say that we've only got a League One defence, that every single player is getting associated with the Championship teams. So maybe we wrote some of these off too quickly.
I think for me, the only one that's got to go out the back line is De Silva for me. And then we need to bring in another centre half. We need to bring in a left back and a right back to give relief for Milan, because Milan's running on empty. You can see it, even though that was a great goal against Norwich. Brilliant goal. That
was one of his best games this season, I thought. I was impressed with him on Saturday. He looked up for it. I mean, the trouble is then if you're being cynical, was he up for it because the transfer window's about to open and he's like thinking, I'll get myself a move here. That's the cynical side of it. Or was it just that he I don't know. I thought it was a good game, but I think we spoke about this on Sunday, didn't we? It's not players out. We need players in. We don't want to be losing. We haven't got enough depth to this. We don't want to be losing people.
I mean, put like you said, Claudia was struggling to score. They've sent Kai Andrews, bless him. Good luck to him. He's gone up to Motherwell. I think they drew last night. So good luck to him. I mean, but. Surely it was an opportunity for someone like Kai Andrews to come into the first team and try and get a place in the team, wouldn't it? Really?
It was him and Burrows played against each other last night.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Burrows missed a chance right at the end to win it, so you can see he's got the covness.
Let's get Spot the Ball up. We'll get some more comments. There you go, Spot the Ball, guys. It's our lovely Mark Robbins there. I think that's last season at the CBS. So where do you think the ball is? Get your guesses in. Vicky's writing everyone down. So there you go. Right, go on in, Claudia. Let's carry on with comments.
Fan Hunter, Brums, CB, Dion Sanderson linked. Only played 2 league games this season, played all last season, got relegated. But his price fits DK's wage cap, hardly confidence inspiring. I think it was his captain last season. On the up, it's not cold in the box, Miles. Claudio, Jack will surely, and I'm sat in my own seat. Because we don't own the ground, those rooms are up. Well, you rent them, they're rented basically. So it's an extra. So whoever's got the boxes has to pay again for the cup matches. And it's not cheap. It's ridiculous. Rick. You think they'd price it to get people to go in the boxes, but it's ridiculous what they price them at. So I don't understand marketing at our club regarding tickets at times. Off of Mercia, time to let the shackles off, play 2 up front and just have a go. Stop the cagey sideways passing and just play. Even if you lose 4-3, I don't mind. Graham Cockrell. Both Luton and Coventry have now got rid of their managers who got to the playoff final. The cup for us is not important for us right now. We need reinforcements, and what defence are we going to play? 3 at the back or 4? Paul Stratton thinks we're being conned. Frank Hunter offers Mercia spot on, 2 up top, great opportunity to try it. Peter Doolan. Good evening all. Keep the faith. We've been there before and suddenly players turn up. Would like 2 older defenders, a midfielder, someone like the Evander that plays for Portland Timbers. So we have a comment from Matthew Stone. Understand, folk, not interested in a cup run, but we just have to win games and get into good habits. Every game's a cup game from here, in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Hey, Bennett. Raphael looked good warming up at Norwich. Get him on. Nothing to lose. Gavin Collins. Hi all. We need to put the strongest possible team out, regardless of it being the cup, as we need to build confidence and consistency. I don't think we've got a lot to choose from, so we might have to. I don't think there'll be many changes. Fran Hunter, I'd go 2 up top again. New formations take time to gel. Good opportunity to work on it. I think when he was manager of Derby, he didn't mess around with the team much when it came to cup games. Wayne Litwood, I do not want a cup run at all. Can you imagine having a run and then getting relegated? Blimey.
You mean like the Checker Trade final?
Yeah. Positivity would be good. Can you lighten the mood with Claudio's Christmas cracking joke? Who the F's Sheffield Wednesday anyway? Having predictably slow transfer windows per usual, 9 days into it, and so far nothing. Other teams are doing business. What excuses deck dealer Doug come up with? I think it's because he's away. I think that's why nothing's happened. Which is a bit odd, because surely you just tell your recruitment. This is what I don't understand. If you've got a recruitment team, surely their job is to get the people in, regardless of where the owner is. Isn't that their job? Why is it? You can't just oversee everything, surely. It's ridiculous. Wayne Litwood, good to see a busy transfer window. DK's really settling his stall out. Aaron Thomas, I think with what happened between Aidan Robbins, turn and all the backroom staff changes, has switched over to the players. Well, it makes you wonder if it has affected everything. Jordan Williams, evening guys. Anyone else getting worried? No sign of incomings. Outgoings seem to be all that's rumoured.
Do you know what cracks me up? The Telegraph put yesterday online. Coventry City make their first transfer.
Right.
And it was about Kai Andrews going another way. Sort it out. I mean, clickbait or what?
I'm not going to be able to read that rubbish anymore.
No, but you know what I mean? They've got to sort. I mean, come on, Coventry Telegraph. I mean, you've got to sort it out.
Do you remember it used to be Adam Dent, and you used to get quality journalism?
Yeah. You can't have that rubbish all the time. A dodgy title just so you click on it. I mean, come on.
Well, the Hadji White rumour was from the start. That was from the summer, which somebody regurgitated, conveniently left off the dates. You know, just to Paul Stratton, no signings. Doug has no money to put in unless we sell. No players, none will be signed. Remember, we only signed players after Vic and Gus were sold. He is playing us all for a quick profit. Wayne Little says, agree, Miles. The lack of counteracting their sub movement was poor management. Bum cuddle. Lampard should have done the subs simply to run the minutes down.
Yeah.
Matthew Stone, 100% Miles. 2 up top, get us 1 up. It's on Frank's in game management to help the boys manage the game going into the last 10-15. Right, they've skipped. Bear with me. Keep talking, Miles.
What do I talk about? I don't know what to talk about. No, I'll tell you what I will talk about. I've got this up here. So this is our fixtures with Sheffield United. Sheffield Wednesday, sorry. Sheffield Wednesday. From the 26th of December 2023 all the way up to October the 5th. So as you can see, we've won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1. So 2 of those games were in the FA Cup, which was last season, where we drew 1-1 away. Victor Tork scored that wicked goal, and we thought, this is it. He's going to score a handful, and I think he's only scored 1 since. Which is, it was a good goal, though, wasn't it? It was a good goal. And then this season, obviously, at home, they beat us 2-1. But previous 2 visits, 2 meetings between the 2 teams, we beat them twice, got 6 points out of them. So they are having a better season than us at the moment. So, but there ain't much in the last 6 games, really, is there? I think there isn't much in it, to be honest. So
we owe them one, because that was that game where they injured Bidwell, wasn't it? And
yes.
Then the bloke who did that, who should have got sent off, then scored the winner.
Yeah.
So we owe them. So,
yeah. Yeah, we definitely owe him. And Bidwell owes them as well, so I hope he gets one back on him. So
before that win, they'd only won twice since the 80s at our place. And out of all the big, you could say the bigger clubs, we actually got a really good record against Sheffield Wednesday historically. We've won, I think this will be our 90th meeting on Saturday, and we've won 35 of them.
Wow.
They've only won 30. So, it's not a bad record against you have to say they are a sizable club. I mean, when they do the list of points where you should be historically, they're in the top 20 in terms of. I think they're still in the top 10 of Premier League points. It's ridiculous. There's some, it's bizarre. But and we're 20s.
Just to let you know. Updates on FA Cup scores this evening. Sheffield United is still 1-0 down to Cardiff. Everton 0-0 with Peterborough still. And Fulham have just gone 1-0 up against Watford. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as well. That'd be really appreciated. Right, you back now, Claudio? Yeah.
It does that magic thing, which just automatically scrolls to the very last comment. You think, oh, I haven't got that far yet. He says... plenty talk of outgoings, but nothing coming in. Reports of Hadji going. Chris Foster, don't look as if there's many tickets sold for Sheffield Wednesday game, and Tony reckons about 8,000, but there's 5,000 of them. I still think it'll be about 15, 16, I reckon. I've noticed the atmosphere is very flat at home games this season. Is it just me feeling that? That's from Liam Was. I think it is because of the safe standing, and also when they sorted out the people who shouldn't be in Singers' Corner. So I think what's happened is people have spread out, haven't they? There used to be, everybody used to cram into Singers' Corner. That shouldn't be in there. I mean, loads of people used to go in there. That shouldn't. And used to find where I sat, there's a few empty seats here. And now when I sit in a normal seat, they're normally all taken up now. So definitely people used to want, especially at half time. I know people used to come from the other side of the ground at half time and just go in there. The second half. So I think it's made a difference just because it's all spread out. And of course, we got new fans, haven't we? Really, definitely got new fans. Who, not really up with the vibe, are they? They haven't.
And the songs are getting harder to remember all the time.
Yeah, and they're not as good as they used to be. In fact, the boys and girls who are writing the songs, sort yourselves out.
Yeah, we need some new ones. I thought that at Norwich. I was thinking we sang this like the Sky Blue song. Like loads of times, I thought it's been a long time since I've been at an away game and we've sung that so much because we've been singing really player songs more recently, but there was very few player songs and mostly just like the good old Sky Blue song, which is nice to bring out. But I just thought this is weird. We need to get some new player songs out and get that going again.
Yeah, definitely. I heard Twist and Shout. I could hear Twist and Shout in the game. Yeah. Love Twist and Shout. Brilliant.
Oh, really? 20 minutes of Twist and Shout is great. Just do that for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. Do it for 45. I don't care. Just do it.
Wayne Littlewood says Sims and Bissett tomorrow for me. Tomorrow? Who's tomorrow?
No, Saturday.
Need to see how they play together. Neither are prolific, but it is worth a shot. But it's like Vicky says, though. Did he get 18 goals last year, Sims, in total?
19.
And Bissett got 12.
Yeah, they know where the net is.
I'm thinking of Asante. He got 12. So really, between the two of them, you think they should get a couple of goals at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for Bissett, I said last weekend, he runs a lot. He puts in a lot of effort, but you need an end product in the end. You can get. It's like having a Jack Russell, isn't it, up front, basically. But it's not.
That's the trouble playing him on his own, isn't it? As well, it puts a lot of pressure on him to actually do something. Whereas if he's in a tow, his running can help the team generally, can't it? But there's also someone else to contribute from a striker's perspective. I think it's putting too much on him, his sort of age and experience, and sort of, I suppose, lack of goal scoring prowess to be a lone striker. And,
I think what cracks me up about Bissett was on Saturday, when he was putting the press on, he was turning round to look at the rest of the team, and no one was putting the press on with him, and he was waving at them to tell them to do the press, and he was putting it on. And it's like you say, we all say every time, and Claudio definitely says it all the time. Once one does it, the whole team has to press. And he was looking behind to say, where is everyone? Why aren't you pressing with me? I'm doing it. Why aren't you coming with me? Just to narrow it down, get them into the corner or whatever. Yeah. And he was getting really frustrated. And he's only he's 19. He's such a young lad. And I've seen his interview this evening. He did that Lodge diary thing. And he's so chuffed to be here and be in English football. He's got to get help. He's got to get support. Otherwise, he's gonna turn into a player that thinks, can't be bothered. Because if the team ain't pressing with him, like he was showing, it's a team game. They've all got to do it, ain't they?
Yeah, and it's about learning when's the right time to run and things like that, isn't it? It's like you can't always tear around like a lunatic. Sometimes you have to just like hold your position and whatever. So it's learning all that about game play and stuff, isn't it? And you just need some support through that, really. Yeah,
definitely. He definitely needs support, and he will become a real good striker. You can see it. You can see his attitude. That's why I said before, we need 11 players on the pitch with Bissett's attitude. And we haven't got that. We haven't got 2 players in that team with Bissett's attitude.
The problem with the press, though, I mean, I've said it before, you all have to do it. If one of you does it and nobody else does it, it becomes a mess, absolute mess.
Yeah,
you have to go as a team and take the risk. Yeah.
And that's what he was doing.
But to do that, you need a defence, especially 2 central defenders who are good at defending, and that's what they do. Yeah, and we are weak in the middle of that defence at the minute. On Saturday, don't want to harp on about it, but there's 2 or 3 times they lofted the ball straight over our defenders, where Dovin made 2 or 3 good saves. We were caught out big time. Yeah,
Dovin had a good game, didn't he? He had a real good game.
It has to be well organised if you can do the press, and we kind of are in between at the minute, aren't we? It's neither a press or not. It's sometimes it's a press, sometimes it's not a press. It's a bit, like I said, the kid turned around and said, "Where are you? Where are you?"
I know he was saying, "Where are you?" Yeah. As I say, we haven't even got 2 players in the team that have got the attitude of Bissett at the moment.
It reminds me when you're all in the pub together and one of you says, right, let's go to the next pub, and you all hang back and just let them walk off on their own, don't you? And they go, and they haven't realised they're still in the pub.
But the reason I was saying it is because the season we got to the playoff final, we had O'Hare who had that attitude. We had Hamer who had that attitude. You had Carl McFadzean who had that attitude. You had Victor Gyökeres who had that attitude. You could go on and on and on.
The spine of the team, Miles.
The spine of the team. But they all had that attitude. They all had the same attitude that Bissett's got. And he is the only one in our team at the moment with that attitude. There's no one else in the team that has got his personality and his attitude. No one else.
So that comes down to confidence then. He thinks he can win that ball, so he goes for it.
Yeah. He thinks he thinks every time I'm going to win it.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'm going to win. I'm going to win that ball.
So to me, that means there's players there, like say Josh Eccles, even Torp, Rodoni to some point, who don't do that, who don't risk it. It's safer to hang back a bit than take the risk of actually getting involved.
Yeah.
I think we need to start getting teams' faces.
Oh yeah, definitely. Fulham 1-1 now with Watford. Watford just equalised. Right, comments. Come on.
Yes.
We keep going off piste.
Well, I hope Doug hasn't, because you've got to get some signings. Don't want him going off piste. Steve McGovern. If we drew a Premier club in the cup, the team would play to get to the shop window again. When it's a lower club, no one can be asked. Paul Stratton. I think DK should be very worried. Maybe more. Sheffield Wednesday will have more support than us. Yeah, you won't like it. There's some empty seats. I'll tell you that now.
No.
Tony reckons Doug King is hated now.
Well, let's just say I daredn't play his song at the Shepherd.
Oh, wow. Simon Wells, what good is he skiing? We need signings. Percolator. Yeah, I might put my coffee on in a minute. Team doesn't need much. EMC and HW injuries are killing us. Dean Keating. Anyone who has ever played football needs games, not just 20 minutes here and there. Does Lampard know his best 11?
I don't think he does yet, does he?
No. So Glenn Watkin reckons he's going to Sheffield United. That seems a strange one for them.
He ain't good enough for Sheffield United.
I really like that about it. I know I'm in the minority here, but I really like that about it. I'll be disappointed if he goes. And
I would, yeah.
And it just so I'm not surprised that clubs are looking at him, but I think it's our loss. And
I can't see it being Sheffield United, though, Vic. Can you?
I don't realise they are defensively vulnerable. I think that not enough teams go at them, and that's why they're doing. You get certain teams towards the top of the table who operate on fear. Like teams won't go for them, but if you do go for them, they're defensively vulnerable. And I think Sheffield United are like that. Not enough teams have a proper go at them because I think they'll get picked apart. Which obviously they have got at the other end of the pitch, haven't they? And I think that they could do with some strengthening defensively.
Yeah. I'm just going to look at their team for tonight.
It's a reserve team. Tom Baker.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Is it correct that John Sillett was the last ex-Chelsea player to be our manager? And if so, could that be an FA Cup omen? Blimey. That's a bunch of straws, but we'll take it. We'll take that one. Those sports photos. A cup run doesn't always have the negative influence on the league. In 2018, the cup run galvanised our season. We ended up being promoted. They're here to play football. What else are they going to do? It's just an extra game, an extra 2 or 3 matches if you get a half decent run in the cup, and not all the same. I mean, last season, Josh Eccles was the only player who started every game in the cup run. Yeah, he was the only one. So it wasn't. He kept swapping it around, Mark Robbins. I don't understand this. It's a nonsense, I think. Yeah, they should be fit enough to play an extra game here and there. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I want home matches so I can get my points up as well. So, did I hear right? Our one-man board is skiing during our most important window for years. Wow.
Apparently. Who said he's gone skiing then?
He just is. He's in Italy.
How do you know?
Oh, he's in Italy. He's got spies.
Yes. You can see that hair anywhere. Rainbow says, do you play Dovin after having the best game of our keepers have had this season, or do we go with, I think we stick with him, don't you? Don't mess around with the keeper now.
No. Stick with him now. I think he's starting to get a bit of confidence. Before you go on to the next one, I think it's Leo Burrows next, but let's just quickly spot the ball back up. There you go, spot the ball. Where is it? It's our Mark Robbins. What's he doing? Is he just putting his leg in the air? There might not even be a ball there. You never know. There you go.
Want to do like a can dance type thing?
So, Burrows reckons Doug needs to sell kitchen in order to fund the couple of signings. Doug's mugging us all up. It's incredible how there's distrust now, isn't there? This time last year, totally different, weren't we?
Yeah.
It's how quickly it's changed. I think it is a lot of fans just fed up with what's happened over the last 25 years with different various owners and chairmen and CEOs and all the rest of it. Ian Wiggins, we should be back in the Premiership or Premier League. Yes, definitely. Aaron Thomas, it's funny how much everyone is crying out for EMC. Yet a month ago, he was being labelled a waste of money. A left back, centre back, attacking mid, Championship forward is needed badly. Glenn Watkin, a ship basically sailing without a map is what Cov is.
I thought you said something else then. When you're cold, it sounded like you said something else.
Yeah, that's what you mean, yeah. You notice I've got a cold here. Paul Stratton, Doug has let us down. He does not have a clue. Keep saying this until we sell no players incoming. We have been played by Doug King. Yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it? And maybe that's why I'm feeling a bit cheesed off, because me and Miles were fist in the air, weren't we, when he arrived? Because with the interview he gave, which I played again on socials, where it was so positive. He said everything I wanted to hear from an owner, and it just feels like he's not really done what he said he was going to do. I don't care. I know the training ground looks great. I don't go and sit there and watch the training ground. I sit and watch Coventry City football team play football.
I think we'd be better off going and watch the training ground.
Well,
watch the gates open and closing at the moment. It'd be even more interesting.
We've got all the promotions on a crap heap of a training ground.
I know.
So that's not going to improve everything, is it? It's going to probably attract some players here, but it doesn't mean it's going to make the difference on the pitch, does it?
No.
Yeah. So to me, that's just I don't care about the training ground. I really don't. It's like a rubbish argument for me. All I'm interested in what's going on the pitch.
I think that's the thing, though, isn't it, Claudio? He came in and he said all the things that sounded really positive, and we've all done an upward trajectory, so we were feeling positive anyway because we'd had some trips to Wembley. Like we was finishing each season better than the season before, so we were all pretty positive anyway. Then he comes in and we're thinking, this is a final piece in the jigsaw, better owner, just to take us over the line. And actually, all that's happened is we've started going back down again. And whilst when he first came in, I thought it was really positive about the work he was doing at the training ground and basically improving the infrastructure. We didn't want that over the squad. Like the squad was still more important, wasn't it? And that's the problem now. It feels like that was just a quick fix, and actually the problems that we have with the squad haven't been resolved, and we're going backwards now. And that's why I think a lot of people are starting to feel disillusioned with him. And I think this is a massive transfer window for him, because there's a sort of, if you go on social media, there's quite a swathe of opinion, isn't there? People who are still very pro and people who are very negative. And then the sort of, I guess, sort of a lot of us that are in the middle ground that are sort of like, we'll give him a chance, but we're really starting to doubt him now. And this is his time to prove, really, what he's all about and whether we can trust him going forward or not. And
well, it feels like that when with all the improvements, it's almost like if you buy a new property, which is a bit ramshackle, but you got a massive garden. You think, well, I'm going to do something with that, with the view I'm going to sell it. Tart it up and make it more attractive to somebody else to come in and buy it off you. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
So maybe that's all part of the plan, to get it in a condition where, look, we got this, we got that. We don't know the ground, but still, we got a good deal on the ground, supposedly. So I don't know. It just seems odd. He mentions it quite a lot, and I just think, tell you what, just sort the team out. Anyway. Right.
So I just was laughing because I saw a comment that's come up. So.
I've got there. So, Gibbo, the reason I thought Doug brought Frank was his influence in attracting good quality players. So I'm surprised none have come in. Hope Frank's got a few surprises up his sleeve. Paul Stratton, Austin couldn't pick a mix.
Everton had just gone 1-0 up.
That's a surprise, isn't it? That sacking today.
Yeah.
I know, it's weird.
And
it really felt like he was bringing them a bit of stability, wasn't it? I really felt like he was sort of, because they're in a mess, and it really felt like he was maybe going to start laying some foundations there.
Well, I also think,
really weird.
Because I thought, all right, they got a new ground, they want to try and get a super duper name in, and they're on about maybe David Moyes coming back. Weird. I don't know what's going on. Alan Thomas, do we really trust dead Austin's recruitment? No chance. We've been very lucky with injuries. Every time we get a player running and exciting the crowd, they get an injury. Mark Rainbow, when was the last time there was that feeling of apathy before a third round cup round game? And Chris Brook, I'd rather play the kids than the half the team if we don't sign anyone. Doug Bowling, Sheaf is broken, Miles. He won't be going anywhere this month. Well, he is struggling, isn't he? Another injury. I've been told it's only precautionary, but then I've seen rumours that it could be 4 to 5 weeks. Matthew Stone, I also have a very bad feeling about a big loss during the window, but I guess that's the anxiety of a fan of an underachieving team, isn't it? Assassins Unite, I'd personally be happy if Sheaf leaves, even if he was Zidane, he's always injured. James Hollyoak says, it's the 9th of January. There's still 21 days left. Chill, everyone. We say that every window. We said that in the summer. We've got 4 weeks. And then on the last day, we're clicking and refreshing. Yeah,
you can just see what's going to happen, can't you? You can see it. You can see it now. It's with every year.
It was even worse this transfer window because they didn't say that they'd finished the business. So I'm there till midnight, clicking refresh, thinking, it's a bit exciting. And then
they normally say it, don't they? I think we said it on the show after, didn't we? We said that they didn't say good night, it's all finished. Yeah. But you can just see what's going to happen. You can see it. You can just picture it. Picture last night of the transfer window, we lose a vital player and we don't replace them. And it's the same old story. Oh, wow, it was a deal we couldn't refuse, so we had to do it, and it didn't give us any time to bring anyone in. But surely you would have known way before that a club would have been interested in him, in the player. You don't just know that day, do you? Hull would have approached Coventry a few weeks in advance about Casey Palmer. They wouldn't have just gone on the day. Right, we decided we want Casey Palmer.
Well, we know.
You know what I mean?
Huh? We know this because Robin's alluded to it with his performance against, was it Oxford in the League Cup?
Yeah.
Where the last 10 minutes, Casey could just give him fouls, and he took him off because he didn't like the attitude. So he knew he was going then.
Exactly. So, it's all rubbish when you hear this media trained malarkey. Oh, when it's last minute deal, we didn't have time to bring anyone in. Well, you did because you knew weeks in advance. It's just pants. It's rubbish.
Fan Hunter. Agree, Vicky. Need new players in early. Still 9 points to play for in January. Need as many as possible, given where we are. Desperate. Maybe not. Precarious. Definitely. Oh, this is some tricky words there, Fran.
I'd struggle with that one.
Paul Stratton. Can't make Frank the scapegoat. Pep and Jose couldn't make this team win. Pep's having enough trouble trying to get Man City to win at the minute. So, Gavin Collins. I skipped some comments because they're very similar to others. So that's why I don't read them all because it's like repeating the same thing. Gavin Collins, the rumours are probably being generated by the club. That when we don't sell anyone, Doug will come out and say how well we've done to keep hold of everyone without adding anybody. Well, I am cynical because I think a lot of clubs do things like this where they let out rumours for various reasons. There's a lot of it goes on. We're not daft. Mark Rainbow, picking up on the buzz from the supporters. How many families with kids are turning up for the home and away games? That's because of the last 7 years. That will disappear very quickly if the entertainment on the pitch doesn't improve.
Certainly will. I just want to give a big shout out to the Sky Blue Army, actually, because, home and away, and especially away, we sell out every single game recently, and we keep saying it every week, but fair play to you all because you're turning up, but most of the time the players ain't turning up. And I know you hear them say on the radio or in their interviews, "Oh, we really appreciate them and all this." Lot, yeah, they're going to say that, but they're not showing up. The players, some of them have really got a. I'm not normally like this, but I take it down to when Mark Robbins got the sack. The players have got to take a lot of this on board, that it was their fault. Really was. They played part in it, and they haven't stepped up. For me, personally, I don't think we've had the manager bounce. I really don't.
I agree, Miles. We were poor against Portsmouth. We weren't great against Cardiff.
Poor against. We were awful against Portsmouth. It was awful. When they got the equaliser, we were awful. We crumbled like we did the other day when we lost. We crumbled. We have not had the new manager bounce that another team, they would have a new manager bounce. We haven't had it, and the reason that is the players.
Yeah,
players.
This is a point from Matt Weir. Matt Weir writes some great comments after the show's ended. In fact, he writes an essay, and very, very good. He gives us good feedback. And he says, "I haven't seen a huge amount of concrete rumours so far. DK's plan to limit leaks is clearly working, but God, it's more boring, isn't it?" And it's true, because that time after, I think I mentioned it on the show when I spoke to Doug King, and he said about the rumours, how he was going, he went, listen, that's not right, is it? That we let people know what we're doing in our business. It's not right, is it? He wasn't happy at all that stuff had got out in the past.
Yeah, but you can't. You're never going to stop it, are you? Because you've only got to look at Sky Sports News. They're on it. They've got people that know people that know people that know them people that know that person, and they get the info. It's like England team news and a Liverpool team news. Oh well, we know such and such is going to start for Liverpool, or such and such is going to start for England. They know hours in advance who's going to start.
But like Vicky says, do you think then some of the rumours we get are put out by the club, so it stops other rumours? It keeps people quiet for a bit.
Probably.
Because Bissett, where did he come from? There was no rumour on Bissett, was there? He just turned up. Had you right? Just turned up, didn't he? I mean, as funny as it was,
apart from looking through the hedges.
Yeah, funny as it was, I don't think he would have liked that, because that was going to be a big deal, wasn't it? The announcement of "Had you right" when we signed him.
Yeah.
And we knew something was happening. But I don't know. I just want a couple of signs to excite me. I need to be excited. You know what I mean? I want to be excited. I don't want to go there Saturday going, "Oh, it's going to be awful." I want to be positive.
Yeah. I like Hadji's big toe comment.
Yeah, I'll get this up. What is Austin up to? Lampard assessing squad in December, and all we hear about is outgoings. Yes, window ends at the end of Jan, but we have games before the end of the window that are there to be won.
I like that. I like that.
Paul Stratton, we all know what's needed. Can someone tell Doug, I think his 5-year plan is over in 18 months? How's your big toe? If you want to be so involved, then don't go away in January, you plum. I think he's talking to.
Yes, Doug, yeah.
Yes.
That's a good phrase, you plum. I like that.
Yeah. That's like me saying to my boss, "I'm going away in the whole of June, July, and the beginning of August, our busiest period, and you got to cope without me."
Ben Green, that cough post on Instagram today was Jay Bothroyd. I thought it was a new sign at first, but turned out to be a drinking aware post.
Oh yeah, I did as well. I seen that and I went, "Oh, we got a new sign." Oh.
That's because I know they're driving us to drink, isn't it?
Yeah, Miles. The thing with CET is they post an article that we're both busy and all quiet. How is it that even possible? Saw how frosty DK was with Turner, and I can't imagine he's going to break any stories. He doesn't like him at all. I know that. Come Andy, if we do get players in this window, players getting offers, but we'll hang back and take the best towards the end. On the up, Sisu, Doug stripping the club. Mad Frankie, what's happened to Doug Bling song? Well, it's because the good feel factor's gone out the window recently. That's why.
Yeah.
We need a manager, not a millionaire hobbyist from on the up. Paul Stratton. He says the fans' commitment is unbelievable. It's time for the team to respond. We're in grave danger of losing the plot. Sorry, Miles. Norman is not ready. Unfortunately, Headless Chicken is not ready.
Yeah, no, we're not. We didn't say he was ready. We just said that we're saying he's going to become a real good player. That's what we've said. We know he's not ready, but his attitude and his enthusiasm is second to none. And we haven't got any other player in our team that's got that enthusiasm. So I'm sorry, Paul. I know what you're saying, and I agree with you. He ain't ready, and that's what we were saying. We know he ain't ready, but he's the only player that's got the attitude.
Do you think, Miles, though, that the club's drained the attitude out of some of the players? Because some of these, like Asante, when he came in, he was all buzzing, and Radoni and Efra Mason Clark. I mean, I think he's probably still got it, and he's just injured, unfortunately, isn't he? But do you think that it's gradually been drained out of them? I think a lot of these players probably did have that attitude, and have still got it within them somewhere. But the sort of confidence and fear and just general sort of feeling around the club has drained that out of a lot of players, and a lot of fans as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think as well. And we've said this before, there hasn't been enough socialising with the fans this year. You know, the fans forums around the rugby, Bedford, Coventry, Leamington, rugby. I said rugby, and other places. There hasn't been enough interaction with the fans at these forums. When we were having all these forums every month, 1 or 2 a month, they were out meeting the fans. The fans were happy. The players were happy because they were talking to the fans. The players were reporting back to the players saying, "Oh, flipping it, this is brilliant. The fans love us and all this." They're not getting that anymore. Yeah. They haven't got. It's gone. That communication with the fans has gone. I know there's another one at Bedford next week. There's one at Leamington as well in February, but it was every month, or it was 2 a month, and it's all been taken away. It's been stripped away, and that's what Mark Robbins and Dave Boddy and Adi brought to the club, was the fans meeting the players and the players knowing how much it meant to the fans. It's all right them running out on the pitch and looking at them in the stands, but when you meet them out, when they're out having a drink and something to eat while they're listening to them and asking them questions, you've been there, Claudio's been there, I've interviewed them, you've interviewed them. It's amazing. And the players look at you when you're talking to them and you're interviewing them. The players are looking at you thinking, "God Almighty, you're brave interviewing me. You're only a fan." You know, it's like I said before. I went into town, into Leamington, and Luke McNally was stood at the bar, and he bought me and Cheryl a drink, and he goes, "How did you do it?" I went, "What?" He said, "How did you interview us?" I says, "No problem." He went, "Weren't you nervous?" I says, "No." He says, "Well, we were nervous being interviewed by you." They were more nervous than we were interviewing them. And that's what we've lost. We've lost the connection. It's gone. The connection's gone. And is it Doug that's put a stop to it? Is it the media team that's put a stop to it? Is it? I don't know what it is, but something isn't right. Something isn't right at the club, and we've been saying it from the beginning of the season.
Those player meetings, they're nowhere near as regular as they used to be. Because at one point you think, "Oh no, not another one." Yeah, in the end, it was like almost too much. It sounds daft because we used to love doing it, but it was like, not another one. I've got to try and fit this in now because it's short notice, wasn't it? It was. No. There's 2 this week. I think Camden are doing one. They've got Hadji Wright and I'm trying to think who else it is.
Camden, Santa's going to Camden, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, Santa going to Camden. But anyway, and we've got one in February, but it definitely felt it was more regular. Plus, the players are turning up now at 11:15, is it, at the ground? So if you want to meet the players, get there by 10:30, because I'm telling you, they're in there by 11. So if you want to do that, that's going to mess it up for them, isn't it? Now you need to get there at the ground early because they're eating at the Rico, the CBS.
Yeah. I just think I think it's been taken away from everyone. I think it really has, and I think
that Robin, but that was Robin's. That was what he thought was really important because he said
Dave Boddy.
Yeah. Well, so Dave Boddy put that into place, didn't he? He said Mark Robin's obviously identified this is what's important, and Dave Boddy then ran with that. And between the two of them, they instigated that whole feeling between the fans and the players.
Yeah.
And obviously Dave's gone and Mark's gone, and obviously no one else can recognise how important that is.
Yeah, it's totally gone. Definitely gone.
It's got a more corporate feel to it.
It has, yeah.
I mean, we're lucky. There aren't many clubs. I don't think there's any clubs who do that, to be honest, on a regular basis. It's normally like one a season thing, very rare, which is great, but it's something unique, isn't it? So you want to keep it going as a club. It's just,
let's just quickly get Spot the Ball up again. Last chance to have a go and spot the ball. So here you go. Have a guess. Where's the ball? It's our lovely Mark Robins there. I know I keep going on about it. I would have preferred him to stay. Sorry. I am behind Lampard. I am backing him, but I still would have preferred Mark Robins to stay. So where's the ball? Where is it? Have a go. Come on, have a go tonight. You can win a prize. There you go. Right. Sorry, Claudia. Carry on.
Yeah. I think, well, to be honest, like Vicky says, if we need a new manager and you want to stay up, you'd pick Robins, not Lampard, wouldn't you? Matthew Stone, sign of a team playing with fear, Claudio. Too many players too worried about what might go wrong to go and force the game onto the opposition. Correct, Matthew. Paul Windle, that must be a new. I've not seen a Paul Windle before. Comment. Agree with the attitude, but must back it up with the goals. That's true.
Yeah, definitely true. Yeah.
Cameron De Rossi, do you guys have faith with Doug King? Not the minute. It's waning, put it that way. Evening from Finn. Can you see us getting stuffed? I can see us getting stuffed by the Owls. They seem to be blossoming as we dwindle. Why does Miles look about 17?
Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
You DJing tomorrow night, by the way?
Am I what?
DJing tomorrow night?
No, I've got 2 weeks off. I'm having a break for 2 weeks, and I start again at the end of January.
I'm in Leamington tomorrow night. I thought you might have been at the one you do in Leamington.
No, I'm having a break. I need to recoup and get ready to go again. I've had some great news this week about my DJing, and I definitely need to recoup.
Oh. Fran Hunter, give us a score update here. Another score update. Dundee 1, Rangers 0. Seems like Rangers beating Celtic last week was like winning the bingo on the Titanic.
Oh no, it's 1-1 now.
Sorry.
It's 1-1 now, that is.
And here's one. Finn says, we need to try Tavares. He brings it and changed the game when we need it. Could have done with him coming on against Norwich. What is it about this lad that nobody wants to play him? He can't be that bad in training that he can't get on the pitch. I could wear his tracksuit. I'd look rubbish in it, but I could wear it, couldn't I? And just sit on the pitch.
Well, I'd look all right if I looked 17, wouldn't I?
That's right. You could wear Vicky look fine as well. No. Vicky's too tall. The trousers all like round by your knees, wouldn't they? Yeah. You'd look ridiculous in it, Vicky, to be honest. But still, because it doesn't come on, does he? It's a nonsense. I don't understand how he's not getting any minutes whatsoever. And if they were going to loan him out, no one's seen him play. It just don't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense at all. Richard Hanna, a bit unfair from Claudio. Off the pitch improvements are important and were needed. Well, they were needed, but it's not made a lot of difference. And what I'm saying is, when we had an absolute crappy, we were going up the leagues, and it did improve massively. So it's, I think I want it on the pitch. I want to see players come in. I want to see some £40 million signings.
Calm down, Cloud.
Can you imagine that? Oh dear, it's never going to happen, is it? Who's gonna come in and buy our lot? Day Sports Photos. Vicky, I agree with a lot of your views. The idea that Sims will start scoring just because he did so this time last year hasn't gone mad.
That's what I was laughing at earlier. That was really tongue in cheek. Although you know how optimistic I am, so I am dreaming that's going to happen. But it was a bit tongue in cheek as well.
CTK Rats. I think people just don't trust DK after losing Palmer last day of the window. Last time with nobody to replace him.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
Especially when you're selling him to a club who were, at the time we saw as a rival, because they fancied playoffs as well.
Yeah.
That's the odd thing. Chris Foster, people are getting disillusioned because we're selling our best players to teams with ambition in the Championship when we should be buying the best players from the Championship to show ambition. That's correct. Matthew Stone, TK rode the wave of Mark Robbins' wave, then chucked him at the first hurdle. Did he underestimate just how big a decision that was? He was always going to feel some pain unless FL won 10 in a row.
Just a quick update. Sheffield United have been knocked out of the FA Cup by Cardiff City.
There you go, see?
7 o'clock stupid kickoff.
Yeah. Samantha Thornton. Oh, MR has gone into Stoke with 2 decent level assisted head coaches, which makes a mockery of the nonsensical comments made by DK at the press conference following MR's sacking, where he laid the blame at MR, stating that he couldn't attract the right level of coach to support him. He kept saying we couldn't get them through the door, which meant, to me, sounds like he wasn't going to pay him enough.
Yeah, weren't going to pay the money.
I think that's what it was.
I think actually he did himself no favours because he tried to put it all on Mark Robbins' door. But a lot of that, when you looked into it, you're thinking this is really you. And actually now you've become a bit untrustworthy because you've sort of made mistakes and you've tried to blame it on somebody else. And I think that was actually the beginning of a lot of people starting to distrust him because of the way he came across. And when you compared it to previous interviews that he'd given, you're thinking, well, that's not consistent. It's almost like he forgets that interviews are recorded and are there forever. So if you've said something in September and then you say something different in November, people remember, don't they? It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as fans, we've only got our clubs to think about. So you do remember, don't you?
Yeah.
It's simple as that. It's. This is from Finn. How many games have we lost when you lot, not including Vicky, probably not including Miles, sit in the box? No, not that I'm superstitious. It's improved. I have seen them win once.
I've seen us win 1 and draw 1.
I've had a shocking record. Yeah.
You're banned from the box now, Claudia.
If I ever turn up in the box and we win, I'm going to have to go there forever, won't I?
It's Vicky's turn now for the rest of the season. You're banned, Claudia.
I'll just go and sit with those lot in block 18.
Fulham are 2-1 up now.
Go and sit with Chris and Wayne Littlewood. Doug seemed to suggest to me that players weren't coming because of the state of the facilities, so the investment had to be made. Weak argument because they play where the money is for. Yeah, I mean, it needed doing, but I think it's just a rubbish argument when that's all he says. Yeah, well, I've improved the training facilities. Look what I've done there. As a fan, I don't care. If we get relegated, we've got a fantastic training ground. Great.
I like this one from On the Up as well. Old Doug fans are fed up of empty transfer window promises. You must have deep, deep pockets. Depressing.
I don't think he's got any money. Simple as that.
Well, he must have. He's gone bloody skiing.
Yeah. Paul Stratton says, sorry, boys. I've said this all night. We are being conned by DK. Unfortunately, Headless Chicken is clueless. SBA conned. Chris Brook, in lots of rumours regarding Rob Holding. Actually, what do you guys think to that? Rob Holding?
I'll be happy with that, definitely.
It's the sort of thing we need, isn't it? Experience at the back. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It feels one of the roles we definitely need, doesn't it? So, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have something like that, haven't you, Vic? You got to have someone leadership quality there to guide the youngsters and to really put a stamp on it, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's things like that. Like somebody like that would have helped see out the game on Saturday, wouldn't they? Like somebody like Holding would have known all the tricks to get that game out. Like it wouldn't have needed Frank to intervene because he could have done some stuff on the pitch, and that's what we're lacking sometimes. Just a bit of that bit of experience. Because I mean, I still just don't think we're a million miles away. I really just feel like I think that's what's actually the most frustrating thing. Like Claudia said earlier, we were all excited after that Everton game because that was a great game. It was all positive, and you're looking and thinking we only need a few players here, and then no one comes in to fill any of those roles that needed filling. And you're thinking it probably only needed 3 or 4 players at the most. It didn't need a lot, and that's all we needed. And the difference between where that would have put us to where we are now is massive for not very much.
And that was on the back of the "We aim high," his little logo he'd done. So we were right to feel enthusiastic because we thought this is what's going to happen. This is it. He's going to keep pushing. You know, I mean, I was just that like Fulham. They got Tom Craney. He's 33. He's still fit, and for me, he's not going to play for Fulham much at all now.
No.
33 would be somebody good to bring to the club as an old head.
Yeah.
And he's a good player. You don't need a massive superstar. You just need a seasoned professional. 33 is not old. You get 3 years out of him. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, the experience that he'd bring in and the knowledge he can pass on to the young defenders we've got would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we had Liam Kelly doing okay. That season we got to the playoffs, he came in and was the best player for 8 matches. Wasn't he? Yeah. He steadied the ship, got us across the line.
Yeah.
You know, and how old's he? And someone like Craney would be a better player than Liam Kelly. You know, it's obviously down to money, isn't it? We know this, but it depends how much you want to gamble. You know, and I don't think, considering he says he's a gambler and a trader, he doesn't want to gamble this, does he? At all. He's not interested in gambling when it comes to the football team, which I suppose as a club, as fans, we should think, well, okay, fair enough. It's going to keep us solid. We're not going to go bankrupt or administration, all that. But I don't know. I just want a bit more.
I think there's a middle ground, though, isn't there, Cloud? So I don't want us to gamble and put the future of our club at risk because we've already been too close to having no club. We know what that's like. So I think 90% of fans would be like, no, we want to be sensible. But there's still some middle ground to have a bit of a go at it without completely like ruining the club, isn't there? And that's the thing. It doesn't somebody like a 33-year-old defender who might have slightly higher wages than we're used to paying isn't going to ruin the club overnight, are they? And so there's a middle ground there, and he's just playing it far too safe and just pocketing the money. It feels like, really.
Yeah, it's well, so it was 3 weeks to go yet, so we'll just have to see what happens in this week.
I mean, this time next week we might be like all eating our words when he's bought it.
I actually hope so. You know what I mean? So you know, to give me a sense of positivity, because if it comes to the end of the month and nothing's happened, and we're not on the pitch, we've got problems, then haven't we?
Yeah.
Colin Bramfield says, I'm interested what you reckon, Miles, actually on this. Do you think Frank Lampard's press conferences are boring?
Who said that?
Colin Bramfield.
Oh, I was looking at another comment. Sorry.
You have to look up at the camera when you're talking, not like Frank, because he looks at the floor, doesn't he?
He's got that twitch as well, and he goes this. He's got a twitch. Have you noticed?
Blowing kisses at us.
Yeah, he does. He does that. He does that. Very scripted, I think. Very media trained. I think he goes in and wants to get out. He don't want to be there. But to be fair, I'm not being funny, but some of the questions he's getting asked, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that press conference when they interviewed him for the Plymouth game, all it was about was him and Wayne Rooney when they played for England. There was nothing about, I think it was about 2 minutes about Cov City. The rest of it was about Wayne Rooney and him playing for England, which is a load of crap.
He had one question,
rubbish.
He had one question the other day where he said, I think maybe Clive Eakin, when he said about, you know, to concede those 2 goals. So you must have been really disappointed. And he went, Yeah, that's right. I was disappointed. I mean, he answered the question for him instead of saying, what do you think happened that last 2 minutes or last 4 minutes?
The thing is, and I'll always go back to this. I'm good friends with Winchy, and I talk to Winchy quite a lot, and he gives me some advice about being on here. And he always said to me that with Mark Robins, you could ask him one question, and that'd be it. He'll talk about the game. Yeah. And with Frank Lampard, you listen to Frank, and they're constantly asking him a question. He can't follow it. He can't follow it on. Like you said, if you ask Mark Robins, well, Mark, disappointed with that result, didn't really go our way, and he'll go on and on and on and on about what happened, where it went wrong, how it went wrong, what the players didn't do, what they did, and vice versa, and he'll just go on for 5 or 10 minutes. Mark Robins. With Frank Lampard, it's difficult. I think when they're interviewing him, I think Frank hasn't got that in him to carry that on. So when you're interviewing him, you're constantly thinking, right, this is my first question. So they're obviously prepping themselves ready. This is my first question. This is my second. This is my third. This is my fourth. This is my fifth, in case it don't go to plan. Where Mark Robins, Winchy always told me that you could ask him one question, that'll be it. You didn't need to ask him many more questions because it would just do it. Frank, it's like just. I think do you know what? Look, I back him 100%. He's our manager, and we all want the best for our football club. But when I came back from Jamaica, and you all asked me what I thought about Mark Robins sacking and everything else, I said, the rumours were Frank Lampard. I think the first words that I said was, I don't want Frank Lampard, because I'm worried that it'll go wrong. And we're going to be ruined for the rest for years. We're going to be ruined. The club's going to be ruined. Look at Plymouth. They're going to be potless now because they're going to be paying Wayne Rooney off and off and off. They're going to be paying him for years and years. I think for our club, where we are as a club, I think Lampard was the wrong choice. But I back him all the way because he's our manager. He's in charge now, and I'm behind him. I am behind him, but I still believe he was the wrong choice, and he is pretty boring in his interviews.
And I also think if he was to leave tomorrow morning, I don't think a lot of people that bothered.
No. That's it. I've still not been over Mark Robins leaving, and it's been a couple of months now. Whereas, and it's I suppose that's a sad feeling, really, isn't it? There's no real affiliation, and it's been a while now, and it's still not really feeling like any connection.
No, exactly.
This is it, Vic. This is what I was saying earlier. We've lost the connection. Yeah. The players have lost the connection with the fans. The management have lost the connection with the fans. We don't sing Doug King's song anymore because he don't come out in public. He only come out when he signed, the press conference 2 weeks before he signed Lampard. Was it 3 weeks? Whatever it was, he had that conference. It's gone the wrong way. It's gone the wrong way. It's just doesn't feel right. And look, Frank Lampard, he is a great bloke. He is. He's played for England. He's had a great career, and he did well at Derby. He did well at Chelsea in his first spell. Kept Everton up, which is that's a good thing on your CV. You've kept someone up in the Premier League. That's brilliant. His second spell at Chelsea weren't as good, but then he was thrown in at the deep end, and he's come in here. And this is the frustrating thing. Everyone are talking about signings. He's come in here. Surely, to sign for Coventry City, he's been agreed to have some signings this month. You would not come in as Frank Lampard, knowing what he's been through. You wouldn't come to this club if you weren't promised some signings this month. Surely not. Any manager that would come in.
Well, and if he hadn't, watching the last few games, I'll be knocking on the door saying we need some players.
I would have been knocking on the door after the Cardiff game.
Yeah. So I'll be
his first game. I would have been knocking on the door. Doug King, sorry, Doug, this ain't the right deck, mate. You're saying this is the best deck the club's had? No, it ain't. You know, after that Cardiff game, I would have been knocking on the door if I was Frank Lampard. It just everything is someone's just messaged actually, but you know everything's gone in 3 months. It's all gone in 3 months. 7.5 years worth of work gone in 3 months. Vanished, bump. See you later. You know, I keep saying, us fans, we're all doing our bit. You know, I've bought every shirt this season, even the retro shirts. Right, I think there's only one I ain't bought, which is the brown one. Right, that's the only one I ain't bought. And I bought the home. I ain't bought the away one because I don't like it. I'll wait for that in the sale. But I bought every shirt. Goalkeeper shirts, training tops. I bought it all. We're all doing our bit for the club. And if he don't sign anyone this month, we are in a dogfight down at the bottom. We really are. We really are in a dogfight.
Because if we get any more injuries, we're in trouble.
Oh, if we get any more, you might as well kiss it goodbye. Just see you later.
Yeah,
see you later. With the Titanic sinking again. With the Titanic sinking again. You know, and then you look at League One, you got Birmingham top of the league, you got Wrexham in third place, and I'm thinking, Christ almighty. If we stay up, we're going to be playing Wrexham or we're going to be playing Birmingham again, and Birmingham are going to come up and they're going to have all the money they want to spend.
They've just signed somebody now for a few million, haven't they? Already.
Yeah, because there's no fair play in League One. So they could go and sign Cristiano Ronaldo if they wanted for 100 million, whatever. But you just, when you look at it, how good we were and what we had as a club. And now all of a sudden we're looking over our shoulders at Birmingham and we're looking over our shoulders at Wrexham. I know they knocked us out the FA Cup, which they deserved it. Brilliant. Well done, Wrexham. And they deserve where they are, but they've done it. You know, they've got people who are backing them and they're investing money. But I've heard from Wrexham fans, it's not their money. It's all the money from all their sponsors that, you know, their owners have brought in. So they've brought in lucrative sponsorships, and which is giving them the money. We, as a club, are leaving it till the last month of June to decide, let's have Monzo on the shirt. A deal for a sponsorship should be done 3 years, 3-year deal, 4-year deals, multi-million pound deals. Allsop and Allsop, right? They had a deal with the club when they were in the lower leagues. They paid something like £500,000 for a 3-year deal. Right? They offered them a deal in the Championship for 1 year. It was over 2 million because we've gone in the Championship. We should be getting sponsorships for a team that got to the playoff final, at semi-final of the FA Cup. We should be signing multi-million pound shirt sponsors for a 3 or 4 year deal. If Wrexham can do it, we can do it. I know they've got star-studded Hollywood, showbiz lads, but still, it's bloody North Wales. It's North bloody Wales, man. Seriously. But we should be. And that, I've gone off on a rant again.
You did notice.
I was just thinking about Bayern.
CTK Rats, all the fans want us players who will go and try their heart out. We've had players in the past that weren't world beaters, but by God, would they run through brick walls? Oggy was one. I've got absolutely loads of comments. Be all night, Miles. Matthew Stone, regarding Tavares, I generally think he doesn't get on as he's a bit lightweight, but he has the thing where he's likeable and sometimes effective. A good egg, just my impression of him.
I think the thing about it is, whenever you see him come on, like, he always looks a bit like he's not entirely sure defensively. So, you know, there's obviously, so if we haven't got the ball, like his positioning and like dealing, that's why I don't think he gets on a lot, especially towards. And that's the problem actually, because it's towards the end of the game when you might want to bring him on for his pace, but if you're trying to hold on to a result, I think he's a bit vulnerable from that perspective, and that's why he needs some game time. But he's not going to get it here. That's why I just don't understand why he's never gone out on loan to get some like experience. It's crazy.
Yeah, but he's not even getting game time in the under-21s because he's playing. He's training.
He's 23.
I know. Can I just answer this question?
Yeah.
Mark Rainbow says, have I got TNT on my top? No, I didn't have the TNT on this one. I bought, you had a choice. You could have it without or with, and I bought it without because I like to wear this top out. and I didn't want the advertising on it. There you go.
Some fashion pointers from Mark. How to look good in your
I do look 17.
Finn says, MR built our club fan base back up. He had a connection, had loyalty. DK has no connection, loyalty, and has broke us. Biggest mistake in our club's history. Finn's not happy. Aaron Thomas, the only way Doug will get the message will be fans not buying tickets. We'll find out, I think, in the summer if we have a rubbish ending this season. Colin Bradfield, what do you think the gate will be at the weekend? I'm saying 17k. I reckon 15. What do you reckon, Vicky?
Yeah, probably about 15. I think we said 18 on Sunday, didn't we? But I think it's gradually ebbing away because it's just.
I reckon it'd be 14 and a half.
Right. Paul Stratton says, we are 3 aggressive championship players away from being a good side. Can someone tell Doug? This is from Graham Cockrell. Since the Everton game, the season has been disappointing because we can see how good we can be. We've not reached that height again. Also, Day Sports Photos, Tavares does seem likeable. I would rather he was a nasty piece of work who scored 20 goals a season. Matthew Stone, his post-match press conferences are full of nonsensical jargon. If you read it in black and white, a lot of work apparently. Chris Brook, would someone like Phil Jones to come in as a player coach be worth a punt? Has he just stopped playing at Man United? What happened there? Did he just stop playing?
Sorry, I missed that. I was reading another comment. What was that?
Phil Jones. What happened to him?
He played the other week.
Did he?
Yeah, he was in the team.
For Man United?
Yeah. The other week. A few weeks ago, yeah.
I was going to say, is he still even there? But obviously he is.
Yeah.
I'm
sure he's still there. Unless it was an old picture. I don't know. The kit looks the same.
Samantha thought that let's put the training ground upgrades into some context. DK has resurfaced the car park and brought a giant marquee from Go Outdoors to put the gym equipment in. He's already brought in Lord Foster to redesign and rebuild the site.
Oh, he's retired, Phil Jones.
Oh, yeah, he's retired.
He's been coaching now.
I thought I'd seen him in on the bench the other week.
Well, he's coaching, so he might have been on the bench.
There you go. I know I seen him there. I know I seen him there.
Chris Brook, if we're in charge of transfers, including realistic budgets, what would each of you do? Player specific, in and out. Obviously, be brutal as you honestly think.
We could do a whole show on that, really, couldn't we? I mean, I think fundamentally, what I want in this transfer window, I think we spoke on Sunday, didn't we? There's like 3 levels, and I think the absolute minimum is we need 2 players of decent experience and strength to just put a bit of grit through the middle of the team. So a defender and a midfielder, proper experience and grit, and that's the bare minimum. But yeah, we could do a whole show on exactly what we need to go forward, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't agree any more with much more than that. I think you're spot on. Maybe I'd be greedy and have a third, but that's just being greedy. But
yeah.
Swansea played. Is it Joe Allen the other night? He's knocking on now. And that's the sort of player, and he scored, didn't he? That's the sort of player you need, isn't it? You need something like that. And I mean, I know Kelly did a great job, but Kelly really, he was at the end when you could see his legs weren't really there. I think big mistake was getting rid of Fads. I would have kept him and had him on the coaching team But then again, we're not behind the scenes. We don't know what happened. But Fads is a great lad, and we've had a good crack when I've interviewed him and stuff, So, and when I've met him out in town, he's been a good laugh. So, yeah, it's a shame really. We got rid of Fads, but they're the characters we need, aren't they, Vic? Those sort of characters.
I know what we can't do is lose Milan or Ben Sheaf, which some people saying sell them. Because then we need 2 right backs, 2 central midfielders.
That's it. Someone was saying so White as well, and all sorts of players. You're just thinking, we don't want to be losing any of these players. It's just crazy.
We need to back the squad. Yeah, exactly. You need to add to the squad.
As I say, I think only one player for me should go, and that's De Silva.
Yeah, I someone that should get rid of. I don't think. I mean, I know that he probably. I think I'd keep him till the summer.
I do like De Silva, but for me, he's too small.
I'll put this up. Oh, I'll do it again. Claudio Cardellino, full name, blimey.
Oh, you're in trouble.
You invite him, Deadly Doug, on here to answer questions from you three.
We have asked.
I've asked, yeah. And he said, and this is his reply, was, ask me when things, was it a bit better or a better situation? Because it was obviously straight after the announcement of Frank Lampard.
So it's just fobbing you off there.
Yeah, it's basically, I don't want to come on yet because I've got nothing great to talk about.
So you wouldn't come on anyway. You don't want to come on.
Yeah, so, but yeah, we are trying.
If you are watching, Doug, while you're in the Alps skiing, please come on, Doug. Be great to have you. We've had your brother on. Be nice to have you on, Doug.
Yeah, can you imagine? Paul Stratton, I feel no income in sink or swim with what we have. Keep saying it. We have been played. It's changed, hasn't it? There's a lot of people's opinions have changed, I think, in the last 6 months.
I like Paul Hughes' comment.
Miles Steady, my family are from North Wales.
Dear.
My voice is going, Miles, now, so I'm going to stop reading comments. That's it for me, I think.
Yeah, we'll call it a day there with the comments. So, yeah, Claudio's really been struggling, bless him. And should we get spot the ball winner then?
Cool.
Now, I think I've spotted. I think I've spotted winners or winner.
So if you tell me the number, and then you two can chat amongst yourselves while I check how many other.
Okay, so this was spot the ball. If you haven't had a go, quick go. If you want quick. You got literally 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, that's your last chance to get your guesses in. And the answer is, just in case there's a delay, bear with us. Might have a delay there. Someone might cheat. But I believe there's only one winner. I may be wrong. But the ball is number 1.
Number 1. Oh. There are some right answers then. What let me say?
There you go. So there's the answer to spot the ball. And I think there's a competition going on, isn't there, to win some tickets for QPR? They got in touch with us. That's the wrong. Who put that up there?
Not me.
Yeah.
No. I mean, who put the details up? Here we go. Let's read that out. So, New Year competition to win 2 tickets for Coventry City versus QPR up for grabs. To enter this amazing competition, just drop a comment in the post. So it's Ditch the Knife. So if you head over to Ditch the Knife on Twitter or Facebook, they are doing a competition there, and you can enter to win some tickets to go and see Coventry versus QPR. They got in touch with us, and the vote closes on midnight on the 10th of January, which is tomorrow. So please head over to their Twitter or Facebook page. They did get in touch with us last week. We didn't have a show, so we couldn't do it because a few of us weren't very well. So Ditch the Knife. Head over there. They have got some tickets up for grabs, so please go and enter that. It is a great cause there as well, Ditching the Knife. Talking about Ditching the Knife, they've had something on Coronation Street this week regarding Ditching the Knife, which is good. Right, if you need coach travel for the next away game, head over to ccfctravel.co.uk. Get your coach travel over there. Big Travel, absolutely amazing, top of the range coaches for you as well. You can't beat it. Absolutely fantastic. If you want some parking home or away, head over to coventryparking.co.uk. You can head over to their website. You can book your spaces at home or away. A few car parks around the CBS Arena and also some of the away games as well. Now, I want to give you an advance warning, everybody. I know it's quite a while away, but Good Friday, we are playing West Bromwich Albion at home. But on the Saturday, we are going to be live from Plymouth. We're going down for a lads' weekend. So if you want to come and join us on the Saturday down at Plymouth, pop down, come and see us. We're staying in the Moxie Hotel, and we're going to do a live show on either the Saturday or the Sunday. It'll probably be the Sunday night, actually. We'll probably do the live show on the Sunday night because we're all going out on the lash on the Saturday. And we're going to be live from the Moxie Hotel down in Plymouth for Easter weekend. And then we've got Plymouth on the Monday. So come and see us. And if you want to come out of a Saturday night, we're going out. And I think on the Sunday in the daytime, we're going sea fishing, apparently. Mark White, Jack Thomas, Neil Thomas, they all want to go sea fishing. There's 15 of us going down. So stopping in the Moxie. It's going to be brilliant. Tony Swidet's coming. Martin's coming. Jacko's coming. Mark White. There's going to be loads of us down there. So Ken's coming. So we're going to have a right crack. So if you want to join us at the Moxie Hotel in Plymouth that weekend, Saturday and Sunday, come down, see us, and that's going to be a live show from Plymouth.
I've got a couple of bits of news.
Oh, go on then.
Mr. Sheaf, I've just had a message looking at probably 5 to 6 weeks out.
Oh, really?
And,
well, he won't be going then.
And Latty apparently could be going to not Plymouth, Burnley, and looking at him.
Burnley?
I know. It doesn't make sense.
They've conceded about 1 goal in the last 15 games.
It don't make sense, does it?
Nah.
Yeah, I told you it was decent.
Yeah. Also, I've just done a history podcast with Jim Brown, which Miles is going to put up, I think, before the weekend, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be up tomorrow.
And on Sunday morning, Jim Brown is going to be talking about the Sky Blue song on Colin. Oh, what's his name? Colin Murray and Pat Nevin's show on Sunday morning on 5 Live.
Cool.
In the morning, talking about the Sky Blue song. There's loads of stuff for Jimmy Hill, The Enemy. He said to me, "You're going to be pleasantly surprised." So I don't know what that means. And he says he wants to come on in a couple of weeks because we've got some news to talk about the archives and everything. So he'd like to come on the show. I says, "Jim, you come on anytime."
Yeah, anytime. By the way, I do need the recording of the original soundtrack because I've had a word with somebody that might be able to put it on when they come out the tunnel.
I'll send it you.
Yes, send it by we transfer, please. So, have we got a winner?
We got two. There was 2 winners. 2 people got it right.
Oh, okay.
Chris Brooks. Yeah, Brooks,
Chris
isn't it?
Brooks.
Chris Brooks. And JH, whoever that is.
JH.
Yeah.
I know Chris is.
Yeah, I know who Chris is. Okay.
That's Chris Brooks and JH.
Okay. Right, yeah. So we need to pick a winner then, don't we? I don't know if I can get my spinny wheel up that quick. Shall I have a look? I won't be able to do it that quick. Right then. Randomly. Oh, I know. I've got a coin here. So, Vicky, you pick heads or tails for Chris Brooks.
Well, so am I assigning heads and tails to each of them? And then Claudia's going to call.
I've got it here. Yeah. So you say heads or tails. You assign heads or tails on there.
Right.
And then Claudio, you pick heads or tails.
Right. Done that.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go for tails never fails.
Okay. Who's tails?
JH.
Right. I'm going to spin the coin. Oh, I've dropped it. Oh, no, let me go.
That went well.
That went well. It shows the last time I tossed a coin.
Quality television, this is.
It's worse than having animals on the live show. So you said tails, did you?
Yeah.
And the answer is heads.
Oh.
So that's Chris Brook.
So, Chris Brooks, you win the Sky Blue Fans TV mug. Send over your details either via Twitter on Messenger or on Messenger on Facebook, please. That would be most appreciated. We did have a message earlier from Dale that won a few weeks ago. He sent his address over. We'll get that over to Ken. I just want to wish Ken's sister, hope she's getting better. She's in hospital, and that's why Ken's not with us tonight. He's running around with work and going back to the hospital backwards and forwards. So hope Ken's sister is okay, and hope everything's okay. And also, I just want, that's it. So that's it. Done.
Yep. Score predictions.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, score prediction. Alison Berry says, Miles, you've been drinking. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. No. Okay, score predictions. Go for it.
Oh, me first. Sorry. Right. I said we're going to get hammered, didn't I, earlier? But we've been on here. When you talk with your mates for a bit, you start to feel a bit better, don't you? So, look, they've got a rubbish record at in Coventry. So I reckon we're going to sneak it. It's not going to be entertaining. I can't imagine it's going to be entertaining. It's Sheffield Wednesday. So I'm going for a little 1-0.
1-0. Okay.
Like, I'm getting over a nice chat, and I've got like some things off my chest about Doug King and whatnot, and I'm feeling all positive again. And also talk about Sims. It's going to be a Sims hat trick, 3-1. I'm basically going to go Sims hat trick till he gets one. And he better get it sorted.
Okay, Sims hat trick. Right, yeah. I like it. Well, the last time we did play a game in the Cup, FA Cup, was it Maidstone, wasn't it? That was after the Sheffield game, though, wasn't it, if I remember right?
I can never remember the order now. Like, yeah, I think it. I can't remember
Wasn't
now.
it? I can't remember now. Oh, no. Didn't we have Maidstone in the third round?
No, because they beat Ipswich in the third round. So it must have been at least the
Oh,
fourth
no, it's
round.
the fourth round, yeah. So, yeah, that's it, yeah. Right then. So I'm going to go. I think we'll concede like you, Vic. I'm going to go 2-1. Beset. And
Come on.
Sims.
Yeah.
2 strikers are going to score. That's what I reckon.
Not being, all joking apart, it would actually be great if they both could. Because I think sometimes that's just what you need, isn't it? You get a couple of goals and then they just start, they stop having to overthink it all the time, and it all just becomes a bit more natural. And we could really just do with that.
Yeah, screamers as well. Fulham are 4-1 up and Everton still 1-0 up. There you go. Right then. That's it then. We're done. Fine. Finished. I was dreading coming on tonight.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? Once you get going, I'm going to go and watch Traitors now.
Nah, I'm going to go and have a rum and coke now. So, but listen,
call out.
everybody enjoy the game on Saturday. Hope the Sky Blues can win, and it would be good to get a few wins under the belt. And I know it's a cup game, but I know everyone's saying they want to just concentrate on the league, but it would be good to get a win and then get a league win and another league win. And let's get this, saying it week in, week out, let's get this season going. And let's go and beat Sheffield Wednesday, because there's a bit of rivalry there. Enjoy the game, everybody. Hope you all have a great time. I'll be in the warm watching it. So, guys, enjoy the cold.
Yeah.
There's a big play up Sky Blues from me. We'll see you Sunday. Ken will be back, hopefully. If not, one of us lot will be in the hot seat. So take care. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. It would be much appreciated. And we will see you on Sunday night. Play up Sky Blues.
Yeah, play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.